Now, let's talk about in 2008, you formed with some other key people an outreach group called the Whosoevers. Can you talk to us a little bit about the Whosoevers?
Yeah, man. I just I took some time away from music for a little bit just to kind of just to get myself together, kind of refocus a little bit. And I was lucky to come alongside some awesome guys and gals that thought the same way I did, and had the heart like I did. And my longtime buddy Brian Head Welch was there, and Lacey from Flyleaf, Ryan Reese, my other brother, and we just didn't speak the language of most organized religions, you know what I mean, and most Christianity groups, and it was more like just being honest and open and real with each other, and that allowed us to go into schools and churches and boys and girls homes, rehabs, and just kind of share our story. And it was almost therapeutical just to be able to say, hey, man, we're a bunch of messed up individuals, but luckily there's a God that loves us, and accepts us just the way we are. And then it just opened opportunities to be able to speak to young people, and that kind of formed, throwing concerts and outreaches to inner city youth. And now we're in a lot of public schools in Southern California. And it's a great thing for us to come together and have the same heart and same mindset.
Right on. And not only are you a trendsetter in the music industry, this is amazing. So on MTV Cribs, you explained that your daughter's name, Nieva, was heaven spelled backwards. And then all of a sudden that name blew up.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Whenever I hear someone scream across the park or outside, hey, Nevaeh, and then I'll look, and it's always a younger girl that's younger than my daughter, you know what I mean? And then and then they'll tell me, oh, dude, I saw that episode. And it really just took off. At one point, it was just it got real trendy and became like the top 3 or 4, names in the world. So that's a beautiful thing. It was a beautiful story for both of us.
That's awesome. Now, I saw this dope video on YouTube. It's you performing, or the band performing, and you're accompanied by Leroy Hemp from War of Ages, and you're performing Southtown. If anybody hasn't seen that video on YouTube, it gives me chills just thinking about it, Sonny. Is there a chance that we could see a studio version of Southtown featuring Leroy Hemp?
Oh, man, that's a good idea. I know. I think it was the Ghost Inside that actually covered Southtown on the album, but that might be a good idea, man. We'll have to think about that.
Yes.
He's a good friend, and we love their band.
That would be amazing. We're talking with Sonny from P.O.D. He's going to be here with his band this Friday, 8:30 p.m. in the AC over at the Golden Nugget. It's the Loudwire Gen X Summer Tour, Buck Cherry, P.O.D., Lit, and Alien Ant Farm. Now, before we let you go, Sonny, I have to ask you this. So you've toured all over the world. You've tried every cuisine in the world. What's your go-to when you come here to Louisiana?
Oh, well, I think one of the best things, this was a while ago. I'm not sure I can't remember exactly what city, but they had like the, we call them crawdads in San Diego.
Right.
What do you guys call them?
Crawfish.
Crawfish.
Or mud bugs.
Crawdads. Yeah, crawfish. And a couple times we played this festival, and it was endless. And they would just dump the crawfish right there. They would drown them in the beer and then cook them up. And dude, if I can get some of that, man, I'm definitely there.
Let me ask you this: did you eat it with or without the vein?
I was just told to rip the head off, suck out the juice, and then eat the rest. That's what I was told.
Right on, a warrior. That's what I'm talking about. I don't care about no poop vein. Hey, I tell you what, I'm also
told me about that.
Well, it's probably best that you don't know.
Okay.
But hey, I'm also a big WWE fan as well. And I tell you what, I popped so hard when I heard you guys doing Rey Mysterio's theme song, Booyaka 619. How did that come to fruition?
We went to school with Ray. He was
no way.
a year or two younger than us. Yeah. And so we were growing up doing our thing, and then, he was down in Mexico doing his thing. And then, as luck would have it, just being from San Diego, we would team up later again and collaborate together. And we still see Ray all the time. During the holidays, we did a a Christmas gift, and we did a whole signing thing where people came out and donated gifts, and we can take down presents to Mexico. And then when I was off on this last break, he invited me to come to a little local school that was having some problems, and we got to talk to the elementary school and share our story. And so he's active in the community as I am, and he's a good dude, man.
Awesome. Well, Sonny, one last question. Now, I read this a long time ago, so I'm paraphrasing, but I've always wanted to know if this is true. When you first got into P.O.D., you were performing like with your back to the crowd because, like, I guess you were kind of shy.
Yeah, I'm still shy, man. I'm not the life of the party, or I'm not the one that's seeking all the attention. That was, again, when the guys asked me to join the band back in '92, it was more not that I had the skill set or that I wanted to be in front of a crowd. It was just like, man, I feel like I want to say something, but it was something for me. That was a hurdle for me to get over. I still feel that way. Go ask me to speak in front of a class or something, I still get nervous and my voice cracks. And
wow.
I've stood in front of millions of people, and it's still the same. The butterflies are the same. But I think that day, I might even have some of the lyrics written on a paper and sitting down by the drum kit, and I had my back to the crowd, and my cousin, the drummer, I just remember him, yelling at me, telling me to turn around and face the crowd.
That's an amazing story. Sonny, thank you so much for your time, man. Be safe. We'll see you this Friday, 8:30 p.m. at the Gold Nugget, Loudwire's Gen X Summer Tour, Buckcherry, P.O.D, Lit, and Alien Ant Farm. Thank you so much, Sonny.
Man. Thanks for having me, brother.